Hello, I'm Austin, and I am not a misogynist.
I am on the prosecution to say that Austin is a misogynist.
And I'm Jamie, I kinda exist too.
Just because I like bird lady fried chicken does not mean I'm a misogynist, okay?
Well, that is not really the charge I was bringing up against you. Okay, so a couple of days
Bird
ago...
lady fried chicken. I don't think we can just let that go, Ben.
See, look!
Oh, there
If
is
she
lava.
falls in,
That is acid, that's not lava.
Oh.
that looks more like lava than the lava.
Anyway, what I was saying is that a couple days ago, Austin and I were at dance class.
But we were go ahead.
So we were at speech and debate class before this, and there was a girl who I'm going to call Yasmin because that was her name.
I'm gonna call her this name. Why? Because that was her name. Oh, okay. I got you.
And she was passing around this petition saying, do you support the death penalty? And Austin, you said that you support the death penalty.
Yes.
Okay. And so we were at dance class later, and Austin went up to a group of girls and he was like, hey.
I know, I was talking with you about it, and then I think another girl, I'm gonna call Hunter, because her name was Hunter, brought it up.
Such hidden names, can't even handle it.
So that obviously Austin is just like, you know what females like to hear the most? And then he went off and he's just like, well, I think that instead of having the death penalty the way it is that we just take a guillotine and we just, chop people's heads off. And then another girl, who we're gonna call Gloria, because that was her name, said that could be messy. And then Austin was just like, oh, we could just drain the juice.
I did not say that. I said,
Yum,
well, we
yum,
would
yum.
have drains.
Brain
And before
juice.
that, Jamie here, who's also commentating, say hi,
Yes.
Jamie.
Hey, I still exist, guys. My name's Jamie, and that's because it's Jamie. Not as funny.
Okay. Well, he was saying that, there was studies or whatever that if you just cut off the human head, that
By the neck.
by the neck, that it's still alive and is in excruciating pain for 30 seconds. Well, I was talking to Jamie and I was like, well, what if we just cut through the brain?
Which I guess is a better idea.
And it's not as expensive as spending all this money on lethal injections that don't even always work.
Okay, but Austin, here's the thing. Whenever you walk up to a group of 3 girls and they're just and they don't want to hear anything about this.
Hunter did want to talk about it.
I don't really think she did. I think that she was just there trying to entertain you for a second, being like, Austin, stop talking about this. You know the person that really didn't want to be talking about it? The girl that looked like she was about to start crying after you were done talking.
Hey, okay, I was just, stuff was going through my head about the death penalty, and I was a little blind for a second.
And you know what the worst part about
I'm
this...
usually good about etiquette around girls, alright? I am a gentleman.
You know what the worst part about this thing was? It wasn't even what he said. It was whenever I turned around, I was like, Austin, shut up. You said why. You said why. You asked me why I asked you to shut up after you were talking about chopping people through into the brain.
In other news, he just got a missile tank upgrade.
We just had a lot of upgrades. Okay, so there was something that I forgot about on my playthrough, and then once I picked up that ability, I was like, oh yeah, I remember I have this ability. So this is something that's actually kind of hard to pull off, and it takes me a few tries to actually get it right. You can wall jump.
Is that the ability?
Yeah, it's actually really hard to pull off.
Not like Mario wall jumping?
No. Basically, you have to jump into the wall, you have to hold back, and then you have to jump back into the wall, hold back, jump off the wall. It's kind of confusing how to do it. Not everyone can do it. But if you can use it right, you can get to places where you're not supposed to be able to go into at certain points. So I'm not supposed to be back here right now. When I'm back here.
And I'm guessing there's some other upgrade back here.
Yes, but I can't get to it right now.
Because he's not good enough with the jump.
No, I just don't have the things that you're supposed to have.
I love how there's no fall damage.
Yeah. So this is where I was like, I got knocked back here, and then I just cut. But yeah, now that I remember that I have wall jumping, I can move through things a lot faster, and things will just be a lot easier to go through.
Yeah, there is a lot of ruins, though.
This place I was like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? And as you can see, I'm bummed, and I was like, oh, that's not gonna work. And then, oh, look! That place.
Secret place.
And then it took me forever to realize that the block above my head was when I was supposed to bomb. And I was like, what am I supposed to be doing right now?
Just bombs everywhere. I don't know what to do.
Let's put the bomb in the one. There we go. Let's put the bomb in the. Let's put every bomb in.
Oh,
places.
you can tell what places you're gonna break because of the cracks.
Yeah, you can tell which ones you can stand on first place.
That's creepy.
Power grip.
So this is the thing that you're supposed to be using instead of the wall jump. Now I can grab on ledges.
Oh,
So
okay.
it took a power up for her to gain the ability to grab a hold of ledges.
Oh yeah.
I think this game is so misogynist. It's saying that women can't even hold on to ledges. They have to use artificial strength in order to keep themselves.
Okay, well, to be fair, remember that Mythbusters episode where they were testing the ledge?
Oh, yeah.
No one, unless you're practiced, like, no one can hold on to ledges with their fingertips. So it makes sense, even if Samus was a dude, that it wouldn't
Yeah,
be
but
able
that's
to
not
hold
even
on to
her
ledges.
fingertips. That's her whole hand.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, she does have a whole hand, but still.
But still, like, in a suit of armor, how heavy is that?
Okay, think of it like this. She is a trained bounty hunter that's gone around the galaxies and has been responsible for the annihilation of several species. Yet she can't hold off of a ledge.
Lol.
I don't know if that says something about
I think it just says
or
something about
the species that she's
the
destroyed.
species. I think I
like
think
a
it's-
species of Teletubbies.
Yeah, because Teletubbies.
Well-
You just completely switched where I was going with that thought, and now I lost it.
children all around the world have been scarred. Samus just ran into the television company one day and went, "Hey, these look nice. I want them for target practice."
She said 9 days.
Target
Everything.
And then they started running away, and she said, "Hey, thank you for participating."
Oh gosh.
And she-
That was a freaky show. Like,
They
what
kinda
was it?
deserve it.
British? The Teletubby show? The freaking Brits.
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 Sorry, you Brits.
British are responsible for a lot of things like Doctor Who and Sherlock, and they're all terrible.
Well, that was said.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Initiate flame war in the comments.
Yeah. Okay.
versus Sherlock.
No, not even
It's-
versus, they just both suck.
No.
Doctor Who and Sherlock versus Ben's opinion.
I personally think that Doctor Who's a decent show, but it's not something that people should be obsessing over as much as they
Okay.
do.
I think it's just a good white people show. Honestly, like
White
I was
person show.
talking about, like, I've been looking at different colleges to go to, and I was joking about, like, there was this one majority black college that, like, wanted me to, like, invited me to go check it out. I play football, so I'm looking to get a football scholarship, and they invited me to go check out their school. And I was like, no. Number one, I'm not racist or misogynist.
I did not
Number
wanna-
one, because I live in Texas. I'm not gonna say where, because some creeps are gonna hunt me down. But I live in Texas, and it was in like it was. I can't remember what state it was in, but it was like far away, and I wanted to go in state. So that. And then I was joking about, like, okay, what if I did go? Hey guys, I'm your friend. My name is Randall MacArthur. I'm gonna be your friend today. You wanna go play some football?
Right.
Hey, do you guys watch Doctor Who?
Totally not racist at all.
And
I'm not even
that's
talking
more
about-
racist versus white people.
Yeah, I was about to
Okay.
say, it's not even racist to black people, it's more racist against white people. Anyway, what I was trying to say earlier is I kind of agree with Jamie. It's like, Doctor Who is not the worst show in the world, but it has too many plot inconsistencies in order for me to really like it.
Appreciate
Well,
it.
because it's a big ball of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff.
You can't just make that kind of excuse and say,
I know.
But here's the thing, even if you say that's a bunch of wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff, you can't just run around and say, okay, now it's a wibbly wall of something, we're just gonna take a knife and then we're just gonna cut it up into a bunch of little pieces and throw it around like confetti and say, hey, there's a legitimacy to our plot.
That's awesome.
Sherlock. I like Sherlock. I don't know which one I like better. I've only seen, like, I think season 1 of Sherlock.
I didn't really like Sherlock.
I've never watched Sherlock.
I didn't like that
personally.
one episode with the dominatrix.
Oh yeah, that was weird. British shows.
I didn't like that. That if I might like the show more if that wasn't there. That was just no.
It was just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, my opinion is there's so many better shows out there that just don't get as much praise as Doctor Who and
Like
Sherlock.
24.
No.
24 is amazing, but
It
here's
does
something,
get a lot of praise.
here's something that
It
I would
does, but
say.
not as much as that. Go
Here's
ahead.
something that I would say, because I watch two much better shows than Sherlock and Doctor Who. One of them was about crime solving, the other one was about time travel. And I guess I was comparing those really good shows to Doctor Who and Sherlock, but Doctor Who and Sherlock did not hold a candle to those shows. There's an anime called Steins Gate.
Oh, yes.
I tried to get Jamie to watch it earlier.
I still haven't watched it. I should, but I haven't.
And it is infinitely better than Doctor Who. First off, they set rules for how time travel works, and then they stick to those rules. Like, heavily stick to those rules. And it's kind of something along the same lines of something like Death Note, where the entire show is figuring out how do we use these rules in order to use it to our advantage. Like, how can we figure out how to time travel? And, the plot was amazing. The pacing was also really good. The characters were something that Doctor Who only could dream that they had.
Here's my question. What does this have to do with Metroid?
It does, and that's
it doesn't. I like the ice beam. The ice beam weapon is cool. See, look, you just froze that person. And you just froze that, there you go, you froze that person. And now you're jumping into a bird thing.
I think we can conclusively prove that Austin has ADD.
I do not have...
Because we're on a legitimate topic there.
Now what I'm going to say, I can...
But listen, I actually don't. I haven't gotten tested.
Therefore,
I don't have ADD or ADHD. But it's literally, like, the third day I meet someone new, the fifth question, like, between the first and fifth question, any new person I meet asks me is, do you have ADD/ADHD? I'm like, no.
Austin, basically what we just said is I haven't been diagnosed with ADD before, I don't have it. My arm is missing. I haven't had it diagnosed, so I don't really know if it's missing or not. I just have a hunch.
Well,
That's basically what you just said.
I don't like to make excuses for myself.
A lot of people do use it as an excuse, but the thing is it's an actual problem for a lot of people.
But not nearly as much as the people that claim that have.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and even if I do, it's not that bad.
What I was saying about Doctor Who...
No, it's not. I have a little brother with ADHD, and he will throw hammers at TVs because he just gets so, stimulated that he'll just be like, what do I do? Obviously throw hammers at TVs. It's the only solution to my problems. And so, yeah, Austin, while maybe being distracted sometimes, is nowhere near ADHD as Josiah is.
You just said his name. Jamie,
oh gosh,
people are gonna hunt you down.
They're gonna hunt you down, Jamie.
Because they can totally find Jamie and Josiah and find our family.
I'm gonna go look that up on the internet.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm gonna try
It's
that.
not like there's a website that shows our names with a picture of us.
So this is a plug for Ancestry.com. Ancestry.com.
I think I'm gonna go
plug in for Ancestry.com.
Anyway, what I was saying about Doctor Who and Sherlock.
Back to that.
Oh, so a while ago.
I think I'm gonna go delete my Facebook now.
Thank you guys a lot for sharing that. Oh yeah, the thing that I didn't really like about Doctor Who, I really didn't like about Doctor Who, is how they would reset the universe every season. So basically what that just did is, that season that you just watched that you probably spent, I don't know, each episode's like 45 minutes and there's about 13 episodes in the season. So the thing you just spent about 6 or 7 hours watching, yeah, that doesn't matter now. At all. Thank you for wasting your life. And, that really annoyed me. And at the end of the 7th...
Whoa, is that like a crab?
At the end of the 7th season, they did this thing where throughout the entire series, they said you cannot jump into your own time stream.
Oh yeah,
it's impossible to jump into your own time stream. You'll destroy the universe if you jump into your own time stream. Hey, jumping into the time stream, that's a bad thing. Don't do it. Time streams can't cross. What do they do at the end of the 7th season? Hey, I'm the Doctor. I just jumped into my own time stream. Nothing bad happened. What?
Yeah, what? That did kind of make me mad personally. It was just like, really? Like, you set a specific rule, like the one rule that you had kept this whole time. Like, there was no other rule you guys really kept. But, like, the one rule you guys actually kept, and then all of a sudden, forget this, I don't even want that rule.
That is the one thing that made me
I think that just reflects, but doesn't that reflect Britain and England, though?
No.
No?
No.
That's
How does
racist.
that reflect Britain and
That's
England?
racist.
That's not even racist.
That's nationalist.
That's nationalist. That was a joke. You were supposed to go along with it, but I guess, y'all took offense even though you're not British.
Well, no, we just took offense at the lack of logic.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Whatevs.
If there are any Brits or Englishmen watching this show,
Oh, Englishmen.
Englishmen.
Now you're trying to be professional to save yourself. You're trying
Yeah,
to,
well,
you're trying to suck up to them.
I meant no harm against you. I was trying to make a joke because comedy is what
It's
makes
more important than you guys.
Yes.
You are not deserving of the level that comedy provides. Comedy is so above you.
Oh gosh. That's
Well,
so
if we make Americans comedy, then
If the president of the United States finds it humorous to slaughter billions,
No, don't say that.
don't say that, Ben.
British people, you better watch out.
Oh gosh.
Just as a disclaimer, I don't think Obama wants to murder millions of British people.
Yet.
Yes.
Watch, our only subscribers are going to be British people.
They're gonna be like, hey, this is a pretty cool channel, yay! What the heck are they talking about? We should put on the description of this episode, disclaimer, British don't watch. There's gonna be like one episode that the British can't watch, and it's this one.
Okay, Kraid. Let's Kraid. I'm trying to get us back on track to the game, because if anybody here has ADD, it's y'all two, because y'all were talking about time travel and Doctor Who and crap.
But, it was-
While I'm actually trying to pay attention to the game, I'm like, Salmon's fried chicken, look!
Salmon's fried chicken, because it's totally more important.
Because that's not an ADD moment. Hey, look, sandwich just fell down in two. What do we call that? Salmon's fried chicken.
Delicious.
But seriously, let's try and...
Well, there's not really much to talk about. Kraid's just the boss, or the name of the boss. At this
Okay.
level. Back to British people! I haven't offended them enough.
I haven't offended them enough. Just wait. We haven't even nearly offended you guys enough.
What I was trying to say about Sherlock, because I've just been bashing Doctor Who. I felt like the mysteries in Sherlock did not nearly live up to the name that Sherlock provides. Because the episodes themselves weren't focused on the mysteries at all. Sure, they were there and they were a nice distraction, but the episodes were mainly focused on the characters. And I didn't find the characters to be interesting enough to have an entire show based off of them.
I see your point.
Yeah.
I usually am a lot more shallow in my TV watching.
Because the thing is that when I was watching Sherlock, I was looking.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Yeah, you knew that.
That was awesome!
When I was watching Sherlock, I was looking for the mysteries and see how everything was tied together, because I was reading another mystery series that was oh so amazing, and it was called Detective Conan, or Case Closed in America.
Jump.
And the way that they did Case Closed, you know, the characters are really good, and you can have an entire show based off the characters, but they don't. They have the show focused on
The mysteries.
And then whenever they do have entire like chapters or story arcs focused on the characters, those are really, really good.
Because they save it. It's more tasteful.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking for the mysteries in Sherlock a lot more than I was looking for characters, and that's kind of why I was disappointed.
One thing I do
Sherlock.
have to give to Sherlock, though, is it does a good job of having like the original mysteries transported into like 21st century.
Yeah, but then
logic.
they kind of leave them. Like, it's like, hey, we have this great thing, now let's just throw it in the curb and then not focus on it.
Yeah, because they went right back to the people. And what
Yeah.
I really didn't like about Sherlock, personally, it was the fact that Sherlock itself, it was like, Sherlock's main thing when it came out in Britain, you know, the books from Sir Conan Doyle. Conan Doyle, yeah, was the fact that you could figure out the mysteries before
Yeah,
Sherlock
that's
did.
another thing I absolutely hated about the show. It was impossible to figure out any of these things.
Because like, oh, I'm clever because my brain works fast.
No, it's like, I'm clever because I withheld information to the audience. Now look how smart I am because I had information that you didn't. I could probably figure out the mystery.
Conan Doyle did do that in the books too, though.
But not nearly to the
Not
extent.
as much, but he did do it in the books. And
Not as infuriating as they do in the show, because
E-Tank!
they will withhold the most vital information from you and then say, hey, look how stupid you are. You couldn't figure out the mystery. And then that just made me go like, I don't want to watch this anymore because I can't figure out
Like
the
the
mystery.
painting mystery. The painting mystery infuriated me a lot, mostly because of the fact that it was like, oh look, there's this painting, and it's probably fake, but can you prove us why?
You had to know 1800 painted literature in order to point out why. And you also had to know astronomy. And you also had to know 10 billion different factors that had nothing to do with the actual mystery in order to solve the mystery.